be talking about today are some more issues that are going on with the quote unquote undocumented bros. And for those who do not know who the undocumented bros are, take a wild guess. But while you're guessing, we are going to get into it. All right. Because when it comes to the undocumented bros, we're going to ask some questions. The first question that I want to know is how many Ukrainian immigrants are being sent to New York City and to Chicago? Shout out to Embrace Villainy. What's good with it, bro? That's my question. Anybody got an answer for that? I don't. That's why I'm asking you guys. We got Fantizzy in the building. What's good with it, bro? So we're going to check this stuff out. All right. There's some interesting turn of events. All right. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys show some love. Throw some radiation emoji in the chat for my man Jay Bird, dropping heat first thing in the morning. You guys already know. And I'm going to try to do another stream before the end of the day, but I got more videos to put up. All right. So make sure you guys have those notification bells hit. And also, if you're not getting notifications, you guys know where to go. The Discord is pretty reliable. Hit that link that is in the chat. All right. And you will get your notifications. My man Kid Gravity says a few thousand. So show some love to my man Jay Bird. Throw some radiation emoji in the chat for him. Few thousand. I'm not sure. If you say a few thousand, Kid Gravity, I believe you. You know what I'm saying? We're going to look at some things that are going on, though. And then we're going to ask a couple questions. But right now, we're taking it to New York City. Shout out to New York City. Mayor Eric Adams got some problems going on there, son. You know what I'm saying? Where the mother be? NYC considers over 3,000 sites to house migrants as crisis mounts. All right. Over 95,000 migrants have arrived in New York City. About 57,000 housed in city shelters. Officials are getting creative with placement as migrants continue to arrive. Advocates accuse leaders of using migrants as props for federal money. All right. So now here's my question. Are they being used as props to get federal money? That's what they're accusing Eric Adams of. So let's check this out.
Officials there say they are overwhelmed with migrants and asylum seekers to the point where hundreds of people are sleeping on the streets outside of processing centers.
Hundreds of people are sleeping on the streets, but my man John Guillory gonna make sure I sleep in my apartment with the $5 super chat. Make sure y'all show some love. We got the second stream sponsor, my man John Guillory says, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back.
This morning, New York's mayor said any location in the city can now serve as a possible temporary housing site, including some of New York's most famous places. Our Dre Clark live in New York for us with the latest on this one. Hey, Dre, good morning.
Oh, Brooke, good morning. Migrants sitting, standing, or sleeping on the sidewalk. City officials say this is as good as it gets for all newly arriving migrants until space becomes available at one of the city's many emergency housing centers. Meanwhile, officials say everything remains on the table when it comes to trying to find more space for migrants, and that includes one of the city's biggest tourist locations.
Central Park is one of New York City's crown jewels and tourist attractions.
They talking about putting the migrants in Central Park, y'all. Central Park, it gets better.
And as the city struggles to find places to house migrants, the famous park may be next on the list for a sprawling tent city.
People on the one hand cannot accuse us of not having enough space, of telling us not to go to certain places, and then on the other hand tell us, well, you can't go here and you can't go there.
The Roosevelt Hotel on Manhattan's East Side serves as both an intake center and emergency shelter for migrant families with children. Outside the hotel, dozens of migrants, mostly.
Hey, look at that. Now, here's my question. Where'd they get all them African migrants? Let's take a pause for a second. Nigga, where did all of these come from? You know what I'm saying? Where did they come from? Where did they get all these African cats? And I don't know if you guys been paying attention lately, but if you look at the New York Post, if you look at all of the mainstream media, they've been having the African migrants as the cover for all of the migrants that are coming in. Shout out to Miss Jazzy. What's good with it? So I'm just curious about that. Anybody got any ideas? Where'd these Africans come from? You know what I'm saying? Besides from Africa. I know somebody, there's always a genius that's got the answer. Oh, they came from Africa. Yeah, we know. You know what I'm saying? But we're talking about incapacity of these migrants here. Where did they come from? And why are they being used as the poster children for the migrant crisis? That's my question for you guys. Let me know what you guys think.
Men from South American and African countries have been sleeping on cardboard or
South American and African countries. Embrace Villainy says because white people are naturally racist. I can believe that. I can agree with that. If you guys agree with Embrace Villainy, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree with Embrace Villainy, give me a thumbs down. And my question is, if you disagree with Embrace Villainy, prove him wrong. Because if you look at the way that Europeans spread across the world, it was never in a peaceful and honest way. And this is across many European countries that didn't have contact with each other. So how did they do the same thing without contact? It's kind of like somebody in the United States deciding to breathe and drink water, and somebody in Russia breathing and drinking water. Well, we do it because that's one of our human instincts. So you have to wonder, are these European instincts? Valid question. Very valid question. You know what I'm saying? Very valid question.
concrete for nearly a week, all desperate for placement inside a shelter.
I'm saying that we are managing this the best that we can. I'm saying that there's not a lot of good options on the table, and that we will continue to look at all the options that we have.
Now, I just want to make sure that I reiterate, Ice Cube said that we concentrate too much on race. just want to make sure that we put that out there. You know what I'm saying? Quote unquote, our good brother Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? He says that we concentrate too much on race. Just saying. That's what he told Tucker Carlson.
It's estimated more than 95,000 migrants have arrived in New York City since last spring. 56,000 migrants are receiving city services at close to 200 emergency shelters.
Now, let me ask you guys a question about these city services. How much money do you all think that these city services that the migrants are being allocated? How much is that costing taxpayers? That's my question for you guys. You guys got an estimate? You guys got a number? How much exactly is this costing taxpayers? That's the question. Let me know what you guys think.
Every week I come here and I talk about systems at its breaking point.
City leaders continue asking the Biden administration for money to supplement the billion-dollar costs of providing shelter and support services.
We need some support. I see the little kids in the Roosevelt, and I wonder, why does no one care? I don't understand why nobody cares.
Immigrant advocates instead saying it's the Adams administration that doesn't care.
Oh, it's the Adams administration that doesn't care. Now, listen, Mayor Eric Adams is not my favorite person, but are they really going to sit here and lie on him and say that he doesn't care about the migrants? The mayor who is actually sleeping in the shelters with the migrants, the guy who has been pro-immigration since his time in office, are they really going to do that? And none of his homies going to come to bat for him? Damn, homie. When you was on the police department, you was the man, homie. That happened to you. Oh, man, they got the sickest vendetta because he asked for some cheddar. Oh, man. Man, he should have popped something.
The Adams administration has kept the city in an emergency response mentality. His administration has doubled down and tripled down on strategies that aren't working. He's no longer welcoming of asylum seekers and now is scapegoating them for his choices.
Okay, so I want you guys to pay very close attention. There's the coalition right there. How many people has Mayor Eric Adams helped into New York and get settled? The moment the resources are exhausted, it's just Mayor Eric Adams is xenophobic. we have to have this difficult conversation about xenophobia in the black community. Sounds about right? Soon as you can't do somebody's bidding, all of a sudden you're anti them. How'd that work? Man, he thought he was a mayor, but he ain't never passed nothing. He go to the government and they ain't give him nothing. Oh man, them migrants getting off that boat and they the size of Lil Bow Wow. Oh man.
And without that federal help that Mayor Eric Adams keeps asking for, city officials fear the city may actually go bankrupt because of providing services and shelter to the thousands of migrants.
Now, they're saying that the city could possibly go bankrupt. Yeah, shout out to 50. Unit. That's E-Unit right there. Eric Adams. E-Unit. Oh man. Yo, they talk about the city might go broke. New York City, thriving metropolis, Gotham City might go broke. And the only thing that, now I'll tell you what, you know what they're gonna say? If New York City goes broke, they're gonna say that Mayor Eric Adams mismanaged the migrant crisis, right? And they're gonna say that he mismanaged the city's fiscal resources. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to my man Greets. What's good with it, bro? Shout out to old grandma and Lloyd Scott Nines. What's good with y'all? What do y'all think? That's what they're gonna hit him with. And they're gonna say that he's xenophobic. Where's anybody coming to have his back? All them hip hop artists, where y'all at? The other migrants, where they at? Where they at? Where they at? For days, newly arrived asylum seekers have waited outside New York City's Roosevelt Hotel. And for weeks, Mayor Eric Adams has said that the city is out of room and sought to dissuade more immigrants from arriving. All right. So now let me ask you guys a question. Is Mayor Eric Adams full of crap, or is there actually enough room in New York City? If you ask me, more than likely, there's not enough room. There's only so many square miles, so much square footage that you can use, right? I don't think that he's lying about that. Yet, with more than 56,000 migrants in New York City's care, in close to 200 emergency shelters, Manhattan's Central Park could be next on the list for a sprawling tent city. Let me ask you guys a question. Can you imagine how the crime will increase if they put this tent city thing in Central Park? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Now, I think that the rest of this article here is just a transcript of this video that we just watched. So I'm not going to finish